Jesse Marsh, who a couple years ago was managing the New York Red Bulls, ready for Borussia Dortmund?
Well, if you ask Jesse Marsh, he'll tell you, yeah, he's ready. He's ready to go. Where do I sign up? Huh? Where do I need to go? Who do we talk to? What do we need to do in order to make it happen? I do think it would be a big jump in terms of what Jesse Marsh's trajectory has been so far. Now, he has built quite a resume for himself, and it's all been worked sort of systematically. And he was an assistant over with Leipzig and then moved on to Salzburg, has done well there. But it seems to me that you don't go from Salzburg to Dortmund unless you are Erling Haaland and you're that kind of talent that you think to yourself, well, I can be the very best player in my position and I have that sort of potential in the world. I don't think Jesse Marsh could, at this point, say, I have the potential of being the best manager in the world. I think it's a big jump. But if you ask Jesse and anybody who has had interactions with Jesse Marsh, you come up to those interactions thinking, this guy has a plan. This guy's well prepared. He's smart. He's intelligent. He has a good, solid vision, a holistic vision of what is it that he wants to do with his career. And so therefore, if somebody came knocking and said Borussia Dortmund, he would be ready to go. Now, whether we think he's ready to go, that's a different question.
Kasey, would undoubtedly be the biggest job ever held by an American manager. How big would this be for American soccer to have Jesse Marsh as the manager of Dortmund or any other Tier 1 team?
Well, obviously, Dortmund is a huge club, and if I'd love to see American coaches get opportunities around the world. But the problem you have is if you make that big jump that Alejandro was talking about, and it doesn't work, and it's a catastrophic failure, then that limits opportunities in the future. So maybe it is a case where you go from like a Red Bull Salzburg, you find like a mid-table Bundesliga club that's struggling, you then push them into challenging for Champions League or UEFA Cup. Then that kind of pads your resume that little bit more. Yes, it's one thing being an assistant coach at RB Leipzig. It's another thing than going to the Austrian league. And yes, Jesse's had a tremendous amount of success, and it was great. What Salzburg were able to do in the Champions League, and Jesse was obviously a big part of that. But what I don't want to see is just kind of getting that little bit too quick and then having to take that big major step back. And I think that would be the most important. But again, if a club like Dortmund asked you to be the manager, how do you turn that down? And you don't. That's the simple question. That's the simple answer to a simple question.
Well, thank you very much for watching ESPN on YouTube. For more sports highlights and analysis, be sure to download the ESPN app. And for live streaming, premium content, and let's not forget as well, ESPNFC 7 days a week. Subscribe to ESPN+.